Welcome back to English Classes Online, where English learning is made easy. On this channel, our goal is to equip you with the linguistic tools required for effective communication and for success in your English exams. We teach everything English, and your proficiency is our business. If you are intending to take any of the English language proficiency tests, such as IELTS and DUOLINGO English Test, DET, you'll find links to our training courses in the description section below. Moreover, we teach you how to use the English language as an effective tool for creating content, monetizing content, and creating for yourself multiple streams of income on various online platforms. If you are interested in such lessons, kindly subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Make sure you click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel you will be notified instantly. This will ensure that you don't miss any of our new videos. We appreciate all of you out there who keep supporting us by liking and sharing our videos with your friends and relations. Do not forget to browse through our playlists for other video lessons. In the description section below you'll also find links to different resources such as ebooks, online courses, and training courses that you might find useful for your English learning or for your content creation skill development. Let's get started with today's lesson right away.
Hi friends, welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin. Today's lesson is on top tips on summary writing, and we are going to look at some simple ways of reducing words. Let's dive into the lesson right away, and let's begin with a quick look at the lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to do the following. 1. Explain the simple procedure for summarizing. 2. Explain the role of word reduction in summary writing. And 3. Explain ways of reducing words with copious examples. Let's begin with the first item on our agenda, the simple summary writing procedure. To summarize a passage or text, you should be able to follow the following simple procedure. Number 1, read the question and then the passage. I have always emphasized this whenever I teach summary writing. The huge benefit in reading the question first is that once you read the question, you already have an overview of what the entire passage is all about, even without reading a line in the passage. Number 2, reading the question first already equips you with the knowledge of what you are going to look for in the passage. And what that means is that when you begin to read the passage, you are going to read with a purpose. You are like someone going to search for a particular item in a specific location. And because you know what you are going to look for and you know the location, when you get there, you search for it, and the moment you find it, the search comes to an end. And so when you know what you are going to look for in a passage before you start reading it, it simplifies the reading process, and it also increases your reading speed. All right? So read the question and then the passage. Number 2, extract the main ideas from the passage. Number 3, reconstruct the extracted ideas using the appropriate word reduction methods. Now, it is this word reduction methods that we are going to focus on in today's lesson. We want to look at various ways of reducing words, because summary writing is all about reducing words. And then number 4, present the summary in your own words. And so the process is simple: read, extract, reconstruct, and present. Now let's look at the second important item, the role of word reduction in summary writing. Now basically the difference between summary writing and essay writing is that in essay writing you expand the scope of your writing, you increase words, you develop paragraphs, all right? But in summary writing, you reduce words. In other words, you might be given a passage of 1 page or 2 or more pages, and then you may be asked to summarize the entire passage in a few sentences. For example, you may be asked to summarize a 2-page passage in 4 sentences or in 5 sentences, as the case may be. Now, in summarizing a text, the emphasis is on reducing words rather than increasing them. This I have already mentioned. Now, what is key then is your ability to identify the main ideas in the passage, extract them, and present them precisely in your own words. So we are going to go ahead to look at ways of reducing words. And the first method is reducing clauses to phrases. For example, if you are given this sentence, because she had a fever, Mary was unable to attend the seminar. This sentence is made up of 12 words. And if we are using this method of reducing clauses to phrases, then we pick one of the clauses and we reduce it to a phrase. Excuse me. Now let's look at the first clause. Because she had a fever could be reduced to a phrase. You know, we can say being ill or being sick or being feverish if you like. Okay? Now look at it. We are changing that clause to a phrase. Being ill, that actually is the phrase here. Being ill, Mary couldn't attend the seminar. You see, 7 words. We have picked a clause here and we have changed it to a phrase. And that reduces a sentence of 12 words to a sentence of 7 words because we changed a clause into a phrase. Let's take another example we call clause 2. He arrived the airport 30 minutes late, so he missed his flight. Now let's look at the first clause. Arriving the airport, instead of saying he arrived the airport, we can say arriving the airport late, So we can actually reduce that. We can say arriving the airport late, he missed his flight. Don't forget, we are extracting the main ideas. We may not be interested in the details of how long, how many minutes or how many hours he was late. The important thing is that he was late. He arrived late. So arriving the airport late, he missed his flight. So you see, by changing the clause to a phrase, we have reduced the sentence of 12 words to a sentence of 8 words. Let's look at method number 2, reducing phrases to words. For example, with a big megaphone, the pastor was able to talk to a great multitude of people at the stadium. Now, we can pick a phrase there. With a megaphone, the pastor could, you see, we have changed was able to a single word could, okay? Was able to is changed to could, With a megaphone, the pastor could address. We are changing talk to address, Then a great multitude of people, we change that to a large audience. We just reduce that. So we have changed two phrases to words, and we have reduced a large phrase to a smaller one. So we have been able to reduce the sentence of 19 words to a sentence of 13 words using method number 2. And then another example, being very grieved, the widow wept, refusing to be consoled. Okay, so we change being very grieved to simply grieved. Grieved, the widow wept inconsolably. Refusing to be consoled changes to inconsolably. All right, so with this method we were able to reduce 10 words to 5 words. All right, method number 3, reducing sentences. We just reduce the volume of the sentence. Okay, and this is how we do it. Sentence number 1: being a woman whose husband has died, Rose certainly needs our support. Here we have to have a large active vocabulary. There is a single word that we can use to name a woman whose husband has died, and that is a widow. So we replace a woman whose husband has died with a single word, widow, and that helps us to reduce the entire sentence drastically. And what do we have? A widow, Rose needs our support. Okay, a widow, Rose needs our support. So we change a sentence of 12 words to a sentence of 6 words. Another example: Mary is a member of the group of young men and women that usually lead the singing of songs in the church. Now, a group of people who lead the singing of songs in the church can be called the choir, and so that helps us to reduce the long sentence of 22 words into a very short sentence of 7 words. How do we do it? Mary is a member of the choir. Now, the phrase the choir replaces the group of young men and women that usually lead the singing of songs in the choir. All these words refer to just one thing, and that is the choir. Okay, so we reduce a sentence of 22 words to a sentence of 7 words. Very powerful way of reducing words. Now, method number 4, changing perfect tenses to simple tenses. Now, for example, the bandits have kidnapped many students from the village. The perfect tense here is have kidnapped, and we simply change it to a simple past tense. And what do we have? The bandits kidnapped many students from the village. That is 8 words. Now, if we remove the modifier, don't forget summarizing is about eliminating irrelevant words, and then we pick only the main words. So we can then reduce it further to 7 words. Okay, the bandits kidnapped students from the village. Now, number 5, changing passive verbs to active verbs can also help us to reduce words. For example, this book was written by Adichie, 6 words. This is a passive sentence. And then the active sentence should be Adichie wrote this book, 4 words. So by changing the passive sentence to the the passive verb in the first sentence to an active verb in the second sentence, we are able to eliminate 2 words, and so we reduce a sentence of 6 words to a sentence of 4 words. And then the last method is removing modifiers and other unnecessary words. For example, your own bag is green in color, but my own is blue in color. You see, there are a lot of repetitions and tautological expressions. For example, when you have your own bag, own there is somewhat tautological. You can simply say your bag. Now your bag is green. In color is an unnecessary repetition, because green means color, and so when we say green in color, we are just duplicating meaning. And so when we look at that, removing modifiers, and then removing unnecessary words, then we can reduce the sentence. We can rewrite this as follows. Your bag is green, but mine is blue. Okay? So you can see we reduce the sentence of 14 words into a sentence of 8 words. Another example, it is an indisputable fact that Henry was killed by electric current. So unnecessary words here include it is an indisputable fact that. We can remove that entirely. The fact is, the real key word expression here is simply Henry was killed by electric current. Then somebody killed by electric current can be said to be electrocuted. So we can reduce this drastically from 12 words to 3 words. So we can rewrite this as Henry was electrocuted, and that gives us just the same idea that we have in the first sentence. So this is where we bring today's lesson to an end. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you